What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot, and today we are going to talk about some things that are way, way back before some of you were even born. Back in the year 2006, we had the release of the Classics line. It was an glorious event. It felt nostalgic for many of us because it was like we finally have, Optimus Prime, Megatron as a Nerf gun, but at least we have Bumblebee looking like Bumblebee. This is a lot of things that Classics did that I think why it was so wildly popular and why it holds this nostalgia to this day. Although the designs are clunky, I will say that the actual toys were just fun to have because they were supposed to be re-images of what we got in G1. But this is something that I didn't remember why I did, and I forgot. There was a prototype for Classics Prime for him to be a deluxe size. And they were planning two versions, a deluxe size with a trailer and one without, based on Don Figueroa's early sketches. Now, some of these sketches leaked. These are from TFW 2005, but some of these sketches leaked before the release of the CHUG figures. And a lot of people speculated what it would look like and everything like that. But Don Figueroa had some, crazy designs. And I've got some more videos talking about his designs. One in particular, I'll talk about that later, but I'm just going to hold off on that. But you might see that video tomorrow. But basically, I love the Classics Prime design. Yeah, it was clunky. But boy, the artwork made everything look streamlined. But unfortunately, when it got to translation, not quite, because there was probably a few other things that the toy needed to do to fold up a little better. And of course, it's Hasbro. And of course, there's money, and as always, the budget. But back then, I think things were a lot different than where we are now. I still own my Henkei Optimus Prime. I don't have my original Classics Prime. But yeah, I've always been fond of this Optimus Prime. And so here is the unreleased deluxe sized Optimus Prime. Now he does pretty much mimic his bigger counterpart. The only difference being the design of the legs. And remember now, there is no feet swivel back then. We were coming up during this time. But you could see where this is basically the deluxe version of the Prime was upscaled to a Voyager size, and they scrapped the trailer altogether. I still don't know why. And I suspect it probably could be because if he was deluxe size, he would just be way too small to the Voyager Megatron. It would just be way out of character. And you know what would happen? All the collectors would start complaining and say, Optimus Prime is too small, this needs to be bigger. And the next thing you know, we might have had a different take on what maybe a fans project or other companies would have done to try to alleviate that problem. But instead, we wound up getting a great Ultra Magnus. So overall, this would have been interesting for them to release. I mean, I'm surprised they just didn't do this release. They released that weird looking Optimus Prime that came with Megatron. And he's been released quite a few times. He's been released in like a clear set with the clear Rodimus, Classics Rodimus. He's been released with quite a few other Optimus Primes. He always had that like old junky looking toy, and he had that weird gun that you could make noise. I don't know, but I wish they had just did this mini Prime in the trailer. That would have been cool, because a lot of people during those years of CHUG, boy, we sure needed a trailer for Optimus Prime. A few companies delivered, but I think Fans Project really did the best with their trailer overall for the Classics Prime, hands down. That trailer is still the best. Even came with a mini roller. And then, of course, you could get the DIA or that Power Convoy set to make him more like a Diaclone version of Ultra Magnus. You had choices with the Classics Prime, but it would have just been cool to see that. So this is just a little classic slice of life. We're done here. What are your thoughts? Would you have liked to see it? Would you have not? In my opinion, I would have loved to see it. CHUG was fun, man, especially in the early years of CHUG. It was great. Well, this is Super Robot Ed, bringing more news reviews to them. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.